there are a number of sensations that may be a sign that you are about to leave your body. However, some of them are quite unusual and it may surprise you. So let's discuss about them in this video. Hi, I am nancitrivellatoenglish, and in this video I want to share with you some uncommon aspects of the out-of-body experience. When you are about to leave the body, either you are super relaxed and any moment you can get out, or you are slightly disconnected or starting to disconnect, there may be sensations that you may feel that are a sign that the process of detaching from the body is going on. There are dozens of sensations that we have all of them classified and we teach. However, some of them are not so common. So I want to discuss with you those that are less common so that if they happen to you, you know how to figure out what's going on. To start, I want to discuss with you a very strange sensation that is a precursory sensation of the out-of-body experience in many cases, but most people find it puzzling. I have heard many times people talking about it, and it's some sort of face distortion. And when I managed to experience that, I was very happy because I wanted to taste it and see how it is. And it's quite amazing, nice, but I bet it could surprise or even startle someone who does not know what that is. In my case, I felt as if my mouth was like moving and getting bigger and changing shape, and my whole face super strange. But why does that happen? Let me explain whys. We always need to understand whys so that we can figure out what's going on and what's normal, not normal, what we should do. We love giving you the basis to understand each situation. But in this case, because we start to detach and our energy body, all of the energies that form the interface between the physical and the astral body, they start to get a little more loose and we have a clear perception of them. And of course, they are constantly moving. They are in constant action. So we sense a little bit of our astral body together with the energies that are connecting the two bodies, and then it produces this perception. The more sensitive we are at that moment, but also the denser, meaning the higher amount of energy that is in that moment, in this energetic interface between the two bodies, the higher will be the perception we have of these movements here, therefore resembling as if our face was distorting. So please let me know in the comments if you have ever experienced that and how did you react. Thank you. Another sensation that's not very common, however, it's absolutely normal and it's very difficult for the person to overcome it and be able to continue living the body and producing the fully conscious astral projection when this happens, is the feeling that you stopped breathing. Have you ever had that? So we are there in bed, relaxed. The astral body starts to disconnect, and when we become more connected to the astral body, instead of only the physical body, we notice we are not breathing. Of course, the astral body does not breathe. And sometimes we are still so close that we feel as if we were here, aligned with the physical body. However, we are already far enough, or let's say disconnected enough with the energies connecting the two bodies, loose enough for us to sense more the subtle astral body than the physical body. Then we think, wow, I'm not breathing. And there's a number of people, perhaps your case as well, that when they have it, they simply cannot continue with their efforts to detach from the body. If this is your case, what I recommend is that you try breathing techniques. Some of the breathing techniques, and there are a number, all of them, they use slightly different approach to help us disconnect from the body. But several of them, they resort to change the rhythm of the breathing to a point that we almost feel we do not need to breathe. And we can spend long intervals without breathing. When we are in this condition, then it's easier to disconnect because we are already expecting that we won't feel the need to breathe or the breathing per se at that moment. So it's easier for even the spontaneous astral projection to happen in this case. And if you are practicing a technique, it's also easier for you to control this process of going outwards. Try to observe if this happens to you, because that may be a big obstacle to many people. And we will continue discussing different aspects that you may sense that are uncommon, and it is related to the out-of-body experience. Let's see the next one. One of the uncommon, but yet pleasant sensations that you may have when you are about to leave the body and not know it is related to the out-of-body experience is the perception that you lost the limit of the borders of your head. It can happen with the whole body or any part of the body, but it's especially strong and remarkable and precursory to the out-of-body experience when it happens in the head, because here is where we feel is the base of our consciousness. We are living and acting and perceiving the world from this point of view and not from our thumb, for example. So in this case, when we lose the limits or the perception of our head, the shape per se, is not only feeling inflated. Feeling inflated is a more common sensation. Feeling like your head is big. That's not what I'm talking about in this case. That sensation of feeling big is called ballooning. We have other videos explaining about it. It's quite common. But this sensation we are discussing here is the perception of you having no limits, as if your head could be anywhere. You only sense your awareness here, yourself, your being here, but completely without the notion of the physical body. Yet, you are not out of the body. You have not moved farther from the physical body. You have not disconnected. You haven't had any perception of the disconnection. You are lucid, conscious, most of the times conscious from the time you went to bed until that point on that you start sensing this sensation in your head. And then it's like, wow, I feel my whole body. I am here. I am in the body. I can even hear the noises in the room, which sometimes can happen, but it's almost as if I had no head. So that is super strange. But the reason why this happens is because when we start disconnecting, all of the energy structures that connect and link the physical and the non-physical astral body, they start to get loosened. And when they loosen up, it may happen that the energy in the area of our head gets looser faster, and we simply start sensing more the head of the astral body than the head of the physical body. And in this case, we completely lose the limits of the head. Have you ever had that? Please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear. And if you had this sensation in different parts of your body, let us know as well. Sometimes we may feel as if, oh, I have no hands, or I have no arms, I have no legs, or I can't feel my body at all, but you are still inside your body. So it may sound as if it's just a deep relaxation, but it's more than a deep relaxation. It's a super duper tripper deep relaxation in which you are totally lucid. But even if you try, you cannot sense the physical body due to the level of relaxation you have and how much you are starting to detach from the physical body. So very enjoyable sensation. I hope you have it soon if you haven't had it yet. Double perception. This is one of the most interesting sensations you can have as a precursory phenomenon to detaching from the body or having an out-of-body experience. What is double perception and why it happens? First of all, what it is a situation in which you, in this case, would be sensing or perceiving, better saying, the physical world, therefore your physical body, the environment, the smells, the noise, presences, maybe if you have somebody in the house. So you are super, completely lucid, aware of the physical world. However, at the same time, you are sensing the non-physical environment, like the spiritual world, the astral dimension, that is closer, in this case, to your bedroom. I'm assuming you are having this experience when you are in your bedroom relaxing. And in this case, it may be very confusing because we feel we are kind of floating, we can feel light, but at the same time, we sense our clothes against our physical body. We can sense our body lying on bed. We can hear the noises, but we also hear, perhaps, a voice of a non-physical person, like a spirit who is closed, or we may see through clairvoyance different images of energy. We can have like visions as if it were like a remote viewing, that you are perceiving something that's farther from your body, but yet you are completely conscious, lucid, in control of your mental capacities and sensing the two dimensions, physical and non-physical. The physical world and the astral world. So that is very interesting. Usually people, when they feel that, they tend to try to stop it to see what's going on. If you do experience it, please enjoy. Take advantage to learn. And most of all, detach from the body. Go ahead. You are already half out there. So enjoy it. In terms of the sensation that may precede the out-of-body experience, you probably know that falling sensation is a common one. Nonetheless, most of the time, people experience the falling sensation in a way that it's abrupt. So it produces like a hypnotic jerk, and usually we end up coming back to the body. Other times, you may experience it as if you are falling off a cliff or off a building, and then once you start falling, you clash, you wake up in your body. Nonetheless, there is a sensation of falling that is not as common, but it can be very much related to the out-of-body experience. And in this case, I'm going to teach you how to use it to continue your lucid out-of-body experience. It is the continuous falling sensation. I have had this many times, especially when I was a child, but that was very interesting, nice sensation that I longed to have it, because it was as if I would be falling for like zero gravity, pretty much as if I were in zero gravity. Fall and fall, but never hit the floor, never feel any strange sensations and keep falling. Let me explain to you why this happens and what is going on at that moment. Many times when we are about to leave the body, or sometimes returning, but we are now in this specific video talking about sensations that are precursory to the out-of-body experience. So let's focus on when we are detaching. But many times in these cases, we start getting more loosened from the body, as if the connections that we have, the energy connections of the energetic interface between physical and non-physical astral body, they are more loosened, not so rigid. Due to the whole process of sleeping, starting to be more in connection with the non-physical dimension, and all of this we have explained in other videos. But here, we want to understand that at that moment, we may stop like in the middle of this process, as if we are out enough to sense the lightness of the astral body, to sense the waves and the movements of the energy dimension and the energy body. Nonetheless, we are still close enough to the body to produce like a dream in our minds, or to simply start having the sensation of falling and falling and falling. If that happens to you, number one, let's understand what it is and know it's related with the process of detaching from the body. But number two, take advantage of it. How? You are going to try to start getting control of your astral body. Not by trying to move. If you do that, you end up returning to the body or completely reconnecting, re-engaging to the body. No. What you want is to calmly focus on the sensation and try to control the sensation as if little by little you put yourself like in a vertical position and you create an impulse for you to go up instead of keep feeling you are falling, or you will just glide your way through space. What is important is that you focus on the sensation and start trying to control it. This in itself is a technique to leave the body. And if having this continuous falling sensation is common to you, as it was very common to me at some point in my life, then that is excellent tool for you to start producing conscious out-of-body experience and enjoy a lovely non-physical astral flight. Look for videos on this topic. I have a couple of videos explaining about astral flight here and give you techniques to control it. I hope you enjoy your astral projections and wonderful flights outside the body, and let me know if you have already experienced this sensation, please. Chakra pulsation. Any chakra can pulsate when we are about to leave the body. Let me explain why, and let me explain the different chakras and what you can do about it. Number one, why does this happen? As you have seen the explanation in other videos, we have a strong energy field between the physical and the non-physical astral body, the energetic interface, and when we are detaching from the body, this energetic interface starts pulsing and pulsing. And in this case, there is a sort of different type of vibration, movement, expansion, and the pulsing. But all of this together, sometimes we may feel stronger, for example, the vibrations, like the vibrational state. It's a very common and important sensation that we may feel related to the out-of-body experience. But other times there can be movement or sensations of electrical shocks. All of these you have explained in other videos. But here I want to refer to the specific sensation of the pulsation of one specific chakra. For example, you may sense like your third eye, the frontal chakra, boom, boom, is not just slightly moving in a rhythmic frequency. No, I'm talking about being so vividly, it can be slight, but sometimes it's so vivid that you may sense as if your heart would be beating here. Boom, boom, out here. Not always it is following the same rhythm of your heartbeat. So observe, but you can also sense it in different chakras. It can happen, for example, in the umbilical area, in the belly chakra, area of their solar plexus, but not exactly in the solar plexus. It's more common to happen a little bit down, like where we have the belly button. And because of this sensation, many traditions studying the out-of-body experience would say that we leave the body from the area of the abdomen. And that's not correct. Search for a video about silver cord and you will understand how we detach from the body, which chakra participates more. But this sensation, because it had been felt in a number of experiences in the past or by authors of books about out-of-body experience or about chakras, so then it became known as if one of the important sensations. But that's not so common. We have been teaching for 30 years only the consciousness development program, plus before with other courses about out-of-body experience, thousands and thousands of students all over the world. Yes, we have heard this description a few times, but much, much, much less frequent than a number of other sensations, including those that I have already told you about in this video and those that I am still going to talk about. So it is important, the sensation that you may feel the pulsation in the belly, but it's not the most common. More common is feeling here. But another sensation that people may feel is like the sensation of the chakra pulsing in the area, in the pelvic area, like in the root chakra. And that surprised some people. And it should, right? Because what is going on? Is this something sexual? Is this just energy? Is this okay? Is this not okay? I have a whole video here about Kundalini. So take a look if you want to understand better when the sensation is normal or not. But anyway, any chakra can pulsate at the moment we are detaching from the body. And any of them can be because they are healthily activated or because there is some sort of energy that is attached there. Then it's a whole other chapter to understand about chakra and energy. But don't worry, we have plenty of knowledge and many techniques to teach you. Here, I wanted to mention the fact that sometimes when we are leaving the body, we may feel one chakra pulsing more strongly than others in specific ways. So be aware of it and let me know in the comments, please, if you have experienced this one. Now, I'm going to bring to you the sensation of a physical touch. However, there is no physical person with you in the room. Therefore, you are sensing someone, let's say a spiritual presence, touch you. Is that good? Is that bad? What happened? Number one, let me explain why this happens and then what you have to do to know if that's good or not. This happens because sometimes we, at the moment that we are in the precursory phase of detaching from the body, so we are half in, half out, we will be more perceptive of the non-physical astral dimension around of us. Great. That is good. This means awareness. This means we are going to an exploration of what is the real world. These eyes cannot see the full reality. However, sometimes if there would be like a positive spirit presence, you can call it spirit guide, trying to help you be lucid, leave the body lucidly to learn, to control, to find out about your life mission or to find out what life is about, whatever, that positive presence may try to create an energy reaction on your energy body to produce a faster and more lucid disconnection through the physical touch. Or better saying, a non-physical touch that you feel as if it were physical. Now, the most common way that they do that is by touching us in our foreheads. Because here we have one of the chakras, the frontal chakra or third eye, it may be called, that is responsible for our lucidity at the moment of detaching from the body. It doesn't mean we sense only this chakra, but we are lucid because all of our rationality, the center of our awareness, is located here. So this is one of the chakras that is very much connected with that lucidity, and therefore they try to activate, they try to make the energies of this chakra more lucid so that we have a more vivid, more controlled, and better recalled out-of-body experience. Nonetheless, I must say that some people may feel afraid of that. Sometimes you could feel afraid just because you find it so vivid, you are not sure, or it surprised you, but you sense it's a good energy, it's something good, positive there, helping you to evolve, to learn, to grow internally. But you may sense a touch that you think, not sure what that is, who is here, what's going on, if this is just a sensation of energy or if there is some sort of presence. Don't be afraid. If you sense that, it's because you were at that moment sensitive enough and detached enough to perceive it. This is supernatural. But if you are in doubt, very easy. You work with your energy body to increase your self-defense. The technique we recommend is the Velo technique, VELO. This is an acronym, and you can find explanations about this here, and we have plenty of trainings to help you control this technique. But what is important here is that at that moment, you allow yourself to distinguish if you are sensing anything or anyone close by and that is helping you to be lucid and in control. That's it, no problem. If you are in doubt, remember, it doesn't matter if you are still inside the body or if you are out, you have the control and you can come back whenever you want. And we have much more to explain to you in regards to that, but here I wanted to comment about the sensation of touch that may surprise us. And I wanted you to know what it is about. If it happens to you, let me know. And let's proceed to the next sensation. A sensation that is precursory to the lucid out-of-body experience, but is very little discussed about, is the sensation you may have when you are slightly non-aligned, or better saying, you are already loosened inside your body, as if your astral body here has less rigid energy connection, and then it's loosened. So many times what happens is that the astral body gets into a position that is different than the position that you originally have at that time, or had at that time with your physical body. So then you sense, or you know, you were lying down. Let's say you lied on your side when you were going to sleep. And then you observe and say, wow, I'm lying on my back now. But I know I was not lying on my back. Or vice versa. It doesn't matter. Or you had your hands, for example, here. And then all of a sudden you feel them as if they were down, like towards or along your body, even though you know your physical hands were here. So this sensation of having a different position of the astral body in terms or in comparison to the position of the physical body, it's super interesting. Let me tell you what you should do if this happens. Make sure you do not ever bring attention to your physical body. So if you know your hands were physical ones, for example, here, and then you are sensing them here, aligned alongside your bodies. So what you are going to do is that you pay attention on this one here, that is the strange position that you think or you know is not your physical body. So you focus here. The more you focus here, the stronger will be the sensation of your astral body. And you can little by little focus on starting to move your para hands, or the hands of the non-physical body. And then you start gaining control, and that helps not only you to become more experienced in terms of how to control your astral body and be able to leave the body consciously, but also helps you to continue detaching and connecting more, or having a greater rapport with the non-physical astral dimension that you are hoping to visit. That's what I hope is the case if you are doing an astral projection technique. But if not, enjoy it. It's halfway through. So take advantage. Now I bring to you another precursor sensation to the out-of-body experience that happens when you are very relaxed, when your energies are very active and intense, that most people don't talk about. It is the sensation of your energies getting a little bit more dense, like they become to you as clear, as perceptive, as tangible, almost as your own physical body. And in some cases, this density of the energies cause you to feel, for example, as if you had like spider webs or a jelly viscous liquid, for example, running through your nose or your nostrils, or through your ears, like coming out. So you have that clear sensation, and sometimes you feel like you want to twitch and touch. Don't do it. Hang in there. Stay without moving. Because if you keep trying to touch your ear or your nose, to scratch it or something, to try to make that sensation stop, each time you move, you completely break not only your relaxation, but also the intensity of disconnection or degree of disconnection you already had at that time. I mean, disconnection from the body. And in this case, if you are trying a technique for astral projection, you may completely put down the drain the opportunity of that session for you to leave the body consciously. But if it's spontaneous, in the same way, you are reducing the opportunity to learn about your own energy. So when you sense it, is this once in a while? Well, it may be just an allergy, of course. It may be just there is some dust in the air. It may be that you have sensitive ears. I'm not talking about this. I'm talking about a vivid sensation of a liquid or viscous substance continues coming out. So then you feel like there is something physical there. It's not just a sensation. It's almost as if you could touch. So this is just sensing clearly the denser part of the energy of your energies, which are part of the energy body, which form the energetic interface between the two bodies. So learn about it. There are some evidence or some studies and references about this energy in studies of ectoplasm, but not necessarily, there is a huge degree of ectoplasm. All of us, we have this energy that's called ectoplasm. I'm going to produce a video just to explain about that to you. But for now, this is a sensation of energy that may indicate you're more sensitive at that moment to the non-physical reality or to your subtle energy than your own physical body and the limitations of your physical senses. Feel like trying it? Have you ever had it? Please tell me in the comments so that we can continue studying together and I know what videos you would like us to produce for you. The 10th and last uncommon sensation related to the out-of-body experience that I want to discuss with you in this video is remote viewing or flashes of clairvoyance. Of course, this can happen in any moment. If you are just relaxed, if you are in the middle of the night and just woke up, if you are meditating, it can happen. And clairvoyance per se, which is the ability to see what is beyond physical, so seeing subtle energies or seeing spiritual presence, this is an ability that can happen any moment. Some people have this ability a lot, some people have just a little. I have one video here in this channel in which I have created a classification of the different types of clairvoyance. If you are interested, take a look. But here I want to discuss this experience in relation to the out-of-body experience as a precursory phenomenon. So many people, when they are just relaxed and about to detach from the body, they may have flashes of scenes, like places that are like remote viewings. First, it's almost as if the visual capacity go to a certain place and see it, but you are here. You are not out. Or sometimes you may have flashes of energy that are fluctuating or moving, swirling in your bedroom. Or you may have a flash of clairvoyance of a face, a presence that is there. For whatever reason, is very close or is further, but is related to you. So you may have flashes, visions, but visions that are not just dream-like images or are not just your imagination. It's not just random. They are images that you are perceiving because you are starting to sense the non-physical reality using your visual capacity. And this non-physical reality is the astral dimension, the spirit dimension or spirit world to which we visit when we are in a conscious, lucid astral projection. And this is what makes the astral projection fantastic. Fantastic tool to learn, to have new experiences, and to overcome many of our fears and limitations. So if you have this experience and this is not just random or a dream, pay attention if that could be, in your case, related to a sensation of perceiving the non-physical dimension. Be sure to analyze every aspect and not to interfere. It has to be something spontaneous that you only have when you are relaxed and therefore possibly about to leave the body. Okay? So I hope you have had this and many of the other sensations I have discussed here in this long video. Let me know what you would like me to discuss in future videos, and we are going to be here with you again soon. Thank you very much for being here with us. Goodbye.